Well, hi guys. Welcome to our Reflect and Prep for April. We are actually doing a different kind of Reflect and Prep today. It's different than our normal one, so I'm excited about that. It's getting ready for Q2. So there's going to be a lot of reflection on truly the first 90 days of the year. And we're going to look ahead at the next 90 days of 2025, which you guys, the next 90 days brings us to halfway through the year, right? Which is just crazy to think about. So the next 90 days, what do we want to achieve by the midpoint of 2025, right? And taking that vision board that we made together at the top of 2025 and brushing a little of the dust off of it, rereading through it, looking to see, is it still in alignment with the direction of our desires? Are our priorities still in line, right? What are we valuing in this season? What's the vision? What do we need to get to work on? And those are some things we're going to be working through together. And then we're going to wrap up our time together, really making sure that everything is in alignment so that we're not just dreaming about Q2, right? But we have the tools in place and the strategies in place to do something to move closer and closer. Hi guys, I'm so excited to see all of you guys today. I'm outside. It As we're getting ready, I just kind of want to walk through a little bit about what you're going to need for today so that you can maximize the time. First of all, the goal. Okay. If you're just hopping on, what is the goal? The goal is to reflect on Q1, refocus our goals, and set a powerful intention for Q2. I want you to imagine stepping into the next quarter feeling really clear, feeling aligned, and just feeling a little bit more unstoppable than maybe you've been feeling lately. Right. And so that's kind of the vibe of walking away from today's call. You're going to need your vision board in front of you, whether you made a physical board or if you have a digital board. If you do not have a vision board in front of you, this would be a really great time to really craft out a vision for the year and look at all the areas that we talk about when it comes to self-care, right? Look at your health and wellness, looking at your relationships, looking at what kind of fun do you want to have this year, right? So if you have not done a vision board, I do want you to take time today to really look at what is that vision for you, okay? And then maybe that's a little project. Maybe that's the first thing you assign yourself for Q2 is making a vision for 2025, right? It's not too late to do that. The other thing I have in front of me is I just have a blank notebook that I'm going to be taking a lot of notes and journaling in because there are going to be some prompts we're going to walk through. Obviously, try to be as distraction free as you can right now. Okay, so I've got myself outside. I got my water with me. I got my iced coffee with me. I got you guys with me. I'm going to put on a little playlist, okay, to set the mood, but just a place that's going to be conducive for you to actually clear some noise, go inward, okay, and be able to reflect and engage with us, okay? And just before we begin, also, just with an idea of where you've been for the year, right? Have that in mind, okay? I also have my planner with me because we are going to work on setting our planners, our calendars up for success for the next quarter. Um, and that's about it. So while we're waiting for everyone to kind of get in and get settled and get all the things, I would love if you kicked off in the chat and drop one word for us that describes how you currently feel about the first 90 days of 2025. If you could pick a word or a very small phrase, what sums up the kickoff of 2025 for you? Take a deep breath and think through what word would that be for you? I'd love to hear that in the chat as we're all getting settled. Karen said potential. I love that. Ooh, that's a good one. I would say my word is squeezed. I'll tell you why squeezed. Oh, Karen, you unmuted. Tell us about potential. Why'd you land on that one?
Oh, I didn't mean to unmute. I'm trying to organize myself.
Okay.
Just that I've done some things in the beginning of the year and I see the potential for doing more of that.
Yeah, I love it. That's good. Mayor said fulfilled. Wow, so good. And that's even more. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to see you guys on is it a Monday? I don't know. What day is it anymore? Yes, on Monday. If you're just joining us, dropping in the chat one word that describes how you've been feeling so far about Q1. And I told you guys squeezed. I've been thinking of this phrase a lot lately, and I'll share it with you as we start. Um, if you squeeze a lemon, you're going to get lemonade, right? If you squeeze an orange, you're going to get orange juice. If you get squeezed, if I squeeze you, what comes out, right? In those moments of pressure, in those moments when we feel like life is challenging us, it's stretching us and squeezing us simultaneously, what comes out of you? Is it sweet or is it a little salty? And I've been thinking about that a lot lately about being squeezed because I feel very squeezed in my life, very stretched and squeezed simultaneously. It's like this like push pull of all the things. Um and I keep trying to be cognizant of what is coming out of me when I'm squeezed. Is it snarky, quick, kind of sarcastic responses? Am I short with people and a little like sarcasm, a little bite to my tone? Or am I a little sweeter and softer and working on that? Rebecca said becoming, so good. Cindy said opening. I love that. Amazing, guys. Okay, so now that we kind of have a little idea in mind of where we've been for the first 90 days, just a word, a broad theme, I want us to do a little reflection for the first part of the call. So I know a lot of times when we look back, it's really easy to focus on what went wrong and what felt hard. And that is natural and normal. And the first layer when we do reflection is usually going to be the hard stuff. And that's fine. Let's get that. But think of oil. I want you guys to think of like, when you go to the Italian restaurant and they have like the real like oil and vinegar out on the table for you and it's already mixed, right? It might have like the seasoning in it. When it's sitting on the table, okay, you can see the separation. You can see the oil has am I going to say this wrong? You can see the oil has settled down, right? And the vinegar's on top. Am I saying that wrong? Is the oil on top? Vinegar's on the bottom? I don't know. I'm just saying stuff now. Say it for me, Karen, please.
I think the oil's on the bottom because it's heavier,
Yeah, I know. I was like, I
maybe.
think I'm saying this
I don't
right.
know.
I'm trying to like imagine in my head, but anyway, you get the idea that the oil has brought itself down. We'll just go with it. The oil is heavier, it's more dense. The oil's on the bottom, you got the vinegar settling on top. And a lot of times we have to get the oil. No, I think it's the other way around. Oh, no, no, no. It is that way. Thank you, Rebecca. It separates. You are so good. You are so right. We have to get through that vinegar before we can get to the oil. And the oil is the good stuff, you guys. The oil is the wins that you had, the progress that you made, the lessons you've learned, the times that you showed up when no one was freaking watching and you did it anyway, right? That's the oil. That's the good stuff. And what's sitting on top is sometimes that sour, just vinegar taste, right? That bite. And sometimes we have to get through that. So it's okay if when you look back on the last 90 days, the first thing you see is the hard or the challenges or the struggle or what went wrong. But what I want to do is I want to take enough time where we can get to the sweet stuff, where we can get to the oil, where we can see that, wow, there is something to celebrate here. There is progress. There are lessons I learned, right? And so to help us do this, we're going to be using tools, you guys, to jog our memory. So I don't just want us to look back and be like, okay, 90 days. Yeah, I think it was like this. No, I want us to truly jog our memory so that we can truly give ourselves the credit that we all deserve. Yeah. So a couple things that help me jog my memory. Photo review. You can go through your your camera roll on your phone and really look through January to March. These can be the things you never even posted or shared about, just the collection on your camera roll, right? It can also be what you shared about if you live your life more out loud on social, but look at your camera roll. What moments stand out? What images tell you about your experiences, your wins, your growth, right? Look at your calendar. Go back and look at January, February, and March and check in on your planner, right? Or the Google Calendar or whatever scheduling app you use. What meetings and events and commitments did you have that you showed up for, right? What did you accomplish? What did you navigate? And then even looking back through social media, looking at posts and stories, maybe even messages in your DMs from Q1, what were you sharing? What did you talk about? What themes or struggles or victories do you notice? So as we're doing all these questions, I want you to simultaneously use these memory jogging tools to help you guide you so that you can actually give yourself the credit that you deserve, right? So we're going to take like 15-ish minutes to journal. I want you to look back at Q1, what worked, what felt good, what went well. Then we're going to look at what didn't work, what felt heavy, right? What surprised you? Anything surprising about Q1? And then as you get through all that, I want you at the end to take a moment and write down just one thing from Q1 that you're going to leave behind and lay down. Okay. And then one thing you definitely want to carry with you into Q2. So I'm going to get some vibey. Well, it's not really vibey music. I got a spring playlist. I'm going to play that while we go. And I'll be back in like 10, 15. Cool. Awesome.
I want you to stay till I'm in the grave, till I rot away, dead and buried, till I'm in the casket you carry. If you go, I'm going too, 'cause it was always you. And if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. Nothing left to lose without my baby. Birds of a feather, we should stick together. I know I said I'd never think I wasn't better alone. Can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. It might not be long, but baby, I'll love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die. Till the light leaves my eyes. Till the day that I die. I want you to see how you look to me. You wouldn't believe if I told you. You would keep the compliments I throw you, but you're so full of shit. Tell me it's a bit. Oh, say you don't see it, your mind's polluted. Say you wanna quit, don't be stupid. And I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. Might not be long, but baby, I don't wanna say goodbye. We should still together till the light leaves my eyes. Till the day I die, it's forever,
It's a light relief from a bad habit. It's my mother's cooking when I can't have it. It's the last train home from a day tripping. It's the place I know when it starts tripping. Darling, won't you take me home? Send me shivers somewhere I used to go. Write my name across your mouth when I let my feelings down. Darling, won't you take me home? Yeah, won't you take me home?
summer and the winter's gone. I try to hold on to it, but the current's too strong. Somebody finds me in the state I am. Love you like I mean it when I know I can't. Hold it against me, cool to the touch. Nobody knows what it's like to be us. Somebody finds me in the shallow end. Love you like I mean it just because I can. Bridge over water, I'm jumping on. Taking a picture of all the people close to us. Head below the surface, almost never certain of the truth. I'm always forever running back to you. Running back to you. Running back to you. You're always gonna be someone that I want. We have too many years between us. If I could jump into the past, I'd only change one thing. I'd never hurt you first. I'd never let you leave. And now I'm here forever, running back to you. Summer is falling, it's a distant dream. If I turn around, you're running back to me.
I can barely lift my eyes. The Holy Ghost should hold your hand for me. Curb my flaws to fit the jeans, but as it stands, I need someone to drink. So if you ever need to find someone to get along with every time, don't take another chance with me. I'm not the man supposed to be. Well, you're so bloody gorgeous. be. You're so bloody gorgeous. You're so bloody gorgeous. But I don't know the words to say right. I can tell so much change, but that's on me. The soul thinking is not too late to try. 'Cause you're so bloody high. You're so bloody gorgeous. You're so bloody
Okay, so I would love in the chat as we're kind of, excuse me, wrapping up out of reflection, we're going to move now into a little bit more visualizing for the next 90 days. Let's look back though real quick in the chat together on your last 90 days. I'd love to hear if you can share with us what's the thing that surprised you about Q1 and tell us one thing you're carrying with you into Q2. So while you guys type that, something that surprised you about Q1. And I would love to hear one thing you're carrying with you into Q2. I will share mine while you're typing yours. So one thing that surprised me is really just how emotional the start to 2025 has been. And as I look back, I'm really surprised at through that emotion, like that's the vinegar that I'm getting through, is that I'm like, wow, like this was like a lot. Like this was very emotional. And when I look back, I'm like, whoa, like, look how capable you are, Brittany. Look how capable you are. And so that surprised me. And one thing that I'm carrying with me into Q2 is that, I'm called, I feel very called in a lot of directions. I'm not called one thing. There's a lot of things I'm called in life. And there's multiple things I'm called to. I'm not just one thing. I'm not one dimensional. I'm multi-dimensional. I'm multi-passionate. And when you're called, when you feel called to something, to accept that takes courage. And so I'm taking that with me into Q2, is that I'm called and that takes courage. So I would love to hear what you guys are looking at and learning about yourselves as we're reflecting. I'm going to give you a moment to type some of those in the chat as we kind of share together. This is one of my favorite parts, is that we get to have a moment together where we can honor the journey. And while you're typing that, a full transparency of why I don't typically unmute us to share these things is, number one, I don't think we have enough time to give everyone the true space and capacity to share everything. I wish we had hours and hours and oodles, but that's really what the retreat is for. You get so much more time to be able to unpack and share and talk things out. But also these are recorded and they're shared beyond just the season that we're in together. And so just to honor you and your journey, I love putting them in the chat better, simply because I want to respect you and things that are recorded and marked for all time, if you will. Karen is saying taking more time to travel surprised her with how much freer and lighter she's felt being out on the road and out with nature. I love that. It's clues. I love these clues, these little clues that life gives us where we can get curious. And so often, you guys, I love the curiosity in that, Karen, because so often we are judgmental with ourselves, right? We're very condemning with ourselves. And instead of being so condemning about how come I'm acting like this? How come I'm like this? Then we can get curious on the other hand of like, oh, but I'm not acting like this when I'm out on the road and when I'm traveling and when I get in nature. I feel lighter, I feel freer, and I can get curious about the differences in how I respond and react to things, right? And I love that. Cindy said, working on breakthrough with my mom, was able to identify working on a breakthrough with your mom and was able to identify the word discouraged and leave it in the canyon in Zion. That's powerful. That's powerful. And some of these things you guys are finding today, yeah, that is so good. Whew. And here's the thing too. You left it in Zion, and it's okay if it followed you right on back to Oceanside. You're going to leave it again. You're going to take it out to sea, right? Because sometimes, just like the waves in our lives, just like the waves in the ocean, waves in our lives, they come in and then they go out, and sometimes they come right back on in, and we have to understand what those are and be able to let them go again and again and again. But it's big. Sometimes we need those big moments of laying something down in somewhere as impressive as Zion. So that's really cool that you got to do that for yourselves. I love it. All right. While you guys are finishing up sharing with us in the chat, I'm going to go on to our vision and goals section. So now we're going to transition. Let's look ahead 90 days. Okay. This is where I would love for you to revisit your vision board. Okay. And if you did the vision board, if you've used the template that I share, then you're going to have categories. And if you didn't use this sort of template, I would like you to consider the life categories that we talk about. So there's 8 of them here in the sisterhood. We look at our physical well-being. We look at our mental, emotional well-being. And if it helps for you to draw like a big rectangle, put a line down the middle and like make 4, boxes on each side so that you have your 8 categories, that might be helpful for you to just visualize this on paper, these 8 categories. Physical self, your mental and emotional self, your environmental self, your recreational self, that's your fun and your hobbies, right? Your relational self, those are all the relationships you have, whether it's friendship, family, intimate relationships, those sorts of things, right? Your children, okay? Your spiritual self, your spiritual life, okay? Looking at your professional relationship with yourself and others, and then also looking at your financial self. Okay, so looking at those 8 areas of self-care, I'll say it again. If you want to make like a little 8-box diagram on your journal, and then that way you can kind of write in each category. This is really helpful for me. Physical, emotional, mental, relational, recreational, environmental, spiritual, professional, and financial. And I want you to really look at in those areas. If you didn't set a vision for yourself, this is a great time to cast vision for those 8 areas. If you did, I want you to look at those 8 categories and do they still reflect your priorities? As you read through, things shift all the time. Life changes. It's ebbing and flowing and ever evolving. And this is why it's powerful to stop and pause and check in every quarter and say, does that matter to me the same way it did in January? Right? And so we need to ask ourselves, is that goal still a reflection of my priorities? Is there anything that needs updating? Y'all, the best part about this sort of like digital idea where you make it on like Canva and then print it is you could reprint one here at Q2 and take stuff off and put new things on. There's no rules to this game, right? So look, is there anything that needs updating? Maybe a little editing, maybe you just need to take a little Sharpie to it and cross it out, right? And then is there anything you're ready to focus on in Q2? At the beginning of the year, I hyped a lot that not every goal is a January goal. And I still believe that. Not every goal is a January goal. But some of your goals on there, you guys, are March goals. Some of the vision you have on there is a Q2 vision. So what are you ready to jump into? What are you ready to start aligning your day-to-day with, right? The next thing you're going to do is set your Q2 focus. I want you to ask yourself, if you could only accomplish one major thing this quarter, what would it be? Right? What's the one thing? If I got to 90 days from now and we're sitting here in June and we're doing our Q3 vision and goals, and you could sit down and say, I did that. When I look back on the last 90 days, I focused on that thing. What would it be? And then reverse engineer that, right? I want you to think through, if the big goal is there's like a new, I don't know, you want to launch a new business, right? Okay, well, what's the first thing? What do we need to do each month, right? Maybe you need to build the website. Maybe you need to start a social media page, right? If the thing is your health and wellness, maybe the first step is starting to get your sleep in order. And then maybe in month 2, you're starting to get your movement in order. And in month 3, you start getting your nutrition in order. So often we look at a goal for ourselves, the big goal, and we think we have to dive into all of it all at once on day 1. That's a recipe for disaster. So in reverse engineering, I want you to start breaking it down into smaller, tangible ways that you can take those actions and move forward with it. And then when we're all done with this in like 10 minutes after we go through all this together, after you have a moment on your own, I want you to drop that Q2 priority and focus in the chat for us. So once you got it, drop it in the chat. That'll be a signal to me that you're ready to move on to the next section. But I'm going to give us about 10 minutes on the timer for this one, okay?
I've been wasting all my days, tired of blaming my mistakes. I know it's right. I'm rolling like I won't live my life. Ain't nobody gonna change my mind. Running through my mind, I'm only stopping for Dro. I'm in your city, hit my celly, tell that bitch on the go. I try to tell him as a youngin', I be shining like wool. I used to wonder what it's like, but I don't wonder no more. So don't cry about it, baby. Cause I just cry, wish you can't talk to 5-0. My soul that dipped out from college. I got this, I told you. I've been wasting all my days, tired of blaming my mistakes. I know it's right. I'm rolling like I live my life. Ain't nobody gon' change my mind. I'll be tripping off a bad mood, put me in the bad mood. I was trying to get it, then you break it, you so bad dude. We was getting involved in the job by the week, man. We take all my dogs, take a bars on the beat, man. Now we gone without you, sipping all about two. Minus 10 cause I've been living like I never had to. Riding with the boys, making noise on the scene, man. Baby, like I'm living in a dream, man. I don't wanna get out. 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 I know it's right. I'm rolling like I live my life. Ain't nobody gon' change my mind. Know it's right.
Three in the morning, making love, laid on the floor of your apartment. Bird's eye view of the two of us, facing makeup and cheap fake blood. What you think about when you think about love? I'm dumbstruck when you're tender, but it's 3 in the morning. Be in the moment, here in the moment, free in the moment. It tears through my head, does it haunt you too? Diamonds in the dark in your own bedroom. You held me like my mother made me just for you. You held me so close that I broke in two. It tears through my head, does it haunt you too? Never really said that I loved you too. Lucky you, cause I'm fortune's fool. Such small words, but they hit so huge. I don't think I realized just how much I miss you sometimes. We were young and so in love. We were just creatures in heaven. I don't think I realized just how much I miss you sometimes. For the moment we were just creatures in heaven. 3 in the morning, safe inside. Bury me here in your laundry pile. At 3 in the morning, be in the moment, here in the moment, free in the moment. 3 in the morning, over like that, go slow motion. Cut it to black, cause it's merely a moment. Here for a moment, here is the moment, here for a moment. It tears through my head, does it haunt you too? Diamonds in the dark in your old bedroom. You held me like my mother made me just for you. Held me so close that I broke in two. It tears through my head, does it haunt you too? Never really said that I loved you too. Lucky you, cause I'm fortune's fool. Such small words, but they hit see the point in the subtle romance. 10-ton heartache sitting on your back, scared of the crack where the light comes through. I'm only really me when I'm here with you, and it gets into your head like a cosmic zoom. Cold on the toe like an old space suit. So long, cowboy, you're so cool. Cash in hand with a memory of you. I don't think I realize just how much I miss you sometimes. We were young and so in love. We were just creatures in heaven. I don't think I realize just how much I miss you sometimes. For a moment we were just creatures in heaven. Creatures in heaven. Back then we were just creatures in heaven. We were just creatures in heaven. People they come and people they go. When the leaves change and the colors they show. Can you hold on to the seasons? Through the seasons, oh. Through every high and through every low. A beautiful lie never gets old. Can you hold on to the seasons? Through the seasons, oh. My fault, that's the truth, I won't lie. I fucked it all up now, trying to make the wrongs right. I hate that I hurt you, oh, oh, oh. Talk shit, yeah, we get out of line. But I get a little warm when I'm inside. White flag, can we choose? So, oh, oh, oh. Whatever, whether it's the rain or shine, whether it's pain, pleasure, good and hard times. We might go round and round, but I won't back down. Oh, people they come and people they go. When the leaves change and the colors they show. Can you hold on to the seasons? Through the seasons, oh. Through every high and through every low. A beautiful lie never gets old. Can you hold on to the seasons? Through the seasons, oh. You slipped a couple times, but it's fine. Cause if I started pulling fingers, you would see mine. I don't wanna judge you, oh, oh, oh. You see from the side when I'm blind. You're the one I'm calling when I need a lifeline. I don't wanna lose you, oh, oh, oh. Whatever, whether it's the rain or shine, whether it's pain, pleasure, good and hard times. We might go round and round, but I won't back down. Oh, people they come and people they go. When the leaves change and the colors they show. Can you hold on to the seasons? Through the seasons, oh. Through every high and through every low. A beautiful lie never gets old. Can you hold on to the seasons? Through the seasons, oh. Whatever, whether it's the rain or
right, moving and grooving in the chat, guys. Drop your Q2 priority and focus in the chat. One of the things that I'm really you're gonna hear me hype and harp on a lot is that a connected sister is a successful sister, right? And the point of the sisterhood exists truly because we're not meant to do life or our journeys alone, right? If if we were meant to do it solo, then this wouldn't be a sisterhood. This would be one-on-one coaching with me, right? This would just be a one-on-one thing. The reason that this space exists to gather us together is because truly you never know your struggle. Sometimes when we struggle in silence and suffer in silence, we think we're the only one and that no one would understand. But when we can open up and share what we're going through and what we want to do, that just opens us up to a network of people, of other humans who are literally trying to figure out life just like we are, who can be a great resource for us, or a guide, or an ear, or a shoulder, right? And so please, please, please share with us in the chat, but you're going to be seeing me asking a lot more of this in the sisterhood membership page of like, I want to hear from you, right? Like, what is your focus and how are you doing on that, right? Karen shared the major thing for this quarter is really, really putting the work into decluttering the house, which yay, that's the theme of April. It's all about physical spaces. Lived there for 25 years and have a lot of stuff. Yep. I can only imagine because every place, Karen, that I've lived has not been 25 years. And every time we pack up and move, it's a lot of stuff. So I can only imagine what 25 years worth of stuff will do to a space, right? But bit by bit, it does get overwhelming. Guys, we're going to be unpacking this week by week all month long. So just like we're tuning in on this Monday, come back every Monday. And I'm going to be giving you guys bite-sized chunks of how to make it less overwhelming. But I love that that's kind of been your big focus. I love it. So good, so good, so good. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving and grooving on this because I want to make sure that I honor our time and we get through everything. So last thing that we're gonna do before I transition us into really looking at our calendars and our planners is I just want you to think, if you're Q2, now that you've kind of looked at what your priority is, what is your focus for Q2, if it had a theme, what would it be? Okay, if you're Q2, if you had to give it a theme, what would it be? Maybe for Karen, it's something about, decluttering or refreshing, renewing, clearing out, clean out. Like, I don't know, like you can play with what that sounds and looks like to you. For me, I was talking about rhythms and routines. So that's my theme, rhythms and routines, rhythms and routines. And I just keep saying that over and over again for the next 90 days. So I can remind myself that that's the foundation of everything I'm trying to do. So what is it for you? I've got some examples here. They might speak to you, they might resonate, they might not, but I put simplify and strengthen, growth mode. Maybe you're in a growth season. I love it. Amazing. Go for it. Or maybe you're more in like, I've been growing and I've been like hustling, and now I just need to let the flow happen. Right. I know Cassie and I are sharing similar words for the year, but mine's inevitable, hers is inevitably. And so maybe that's like opening the hands and releasing a little bit of the control. Right. Once you have your theme, I would love if you share that with us. And then the second thing I want you to do is create an affirmation or a mental tattoo or mindset for Q2 that's going to help you when your mind tells you otherwise from the thing that you said is important to you, right? Because in a week from now, you're going to be like, that's not important anymore. I want you to have an affirmation that you can come back to that reminds you of why this is important to you and that you do have what it takes. So there's a bunch of examples here, but I am going to copy this Chat GPT prompt. If you use Chat GPT and you love to put in prompts, here's a great one for you. Oh Lord, today it like gave me it basically put everything on a separate line. When I went to type it in, give me 1 second. It's going to take me a moment. I'm going to get this in the chat for you guys. While I'm getting this in the chat for you, I would love for you to start working on that. And I'm going to give you a Chat GPT prompt that you can take over to Chat GPT and fill it in. The prompt goes, help me create 3 to 5 powerful affirmations for Q2 based on my vision, goals, and the mindset I want to cultivate. Now, here's the kicker. Chat GPT is not a mind reader. So you need to tell Chat GPT, what is your vision? What are your goals? What is the mindset? So you could either do that on the front end, or you could insert it kind of how I have it here. So my focus this quarter is write it out. Put as many details as possible. That's going to help it get more data and information for it to give you a really personalized affirmation. And I want to feel, how do you want to feel over the next 90 days or when the next 90 days are over, right? I want to feel clearer. I want to feel less cluttered. I want to feel, relaxed in my environment if we're talking about like with Karen, right? And the physical space stuff. Okay. and then tell it to make them short, impactful, and something I can repeat daily. So I'm going to put that chat in here if you want, or that prompt in here if you want to steal it and use it in your own Chat GPT. But if you simply just go to, I mean, you can literally just Google Chat GPT if you're unsure of the website, and it'll pop up for you for that. So let's take, like, I don't know, just a song, just one song, you guys, to kind of figure out our affirmations and our focus for spring.
Lay my head at home, searching for sweet something. Rain showers as a kid, sunflowers 10 feet big. I'm so fucking grown, everything kept in order. Remember there's no borders. Every tree is a I know that the kill in the sky. I know. Till then, it's a gift to wake up and smile, smile. Sun on my love, won't you stay a while? Sun, don't leave me, won't you stay a while? Alligator skin, smell of the hat and moss. Men playing round with bombs. I think it's time to feel small. Planting kisses soft, hopping down your neck, making love to forget. I know that they kill in the sky. I know. Till then, it's a gift to wake up and smile, smile. Sun on my love, won't you stay a while? Sun, don't leave me, won't you stay a while? Sun on my love, won't you stay a while? Sun, don't leave me, won't you stay a
Okay, and I know I moved through that one quicker. I actually need a little more time to oh, I love it. Karen's got clear space, clear mind. So good. Clear space, clear mind. You just keep reminding yourself that on the moments when you're like, I'll never get through this. Clear space, clear mind. Clear space, clear mind, right? I need a moment for myself personally to go over to ChatGPT and to fill in some of the things that I just unpacked in this time together with you guys. So I put up the ChatGPT prompt in Sisterhood. I just put it up, you guys. And in the comments, let's go back over there after this call is over. Sometime this week, when you do have your affirmation set, your theme and your affirmation, go share it with us in the comments. Let's get a thread going of all of our powerful Q2 affirmations. The cool thing about when you guys share yours is we all get inspired. We're like, oh my gosh. And like I shared earlier that Cassie and I have very similar words for 2025. That's because she shared her word on a call like this. And I was like, that's it. I need something like that. That's the word I've been looking for, right? So when you share, you have no idea the ripple effect of what it's going to do for other people in the sisterhood. So please, 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 if you have any goal for the sisterhood in Q2, it's a connected sister. How can I be more connected? How can I get plugged in? How can I share my journey so that others, can see that they're not alone in theirs, right? Okay, last thing. I'll get off my soapbox, I swear. Last thing is bringing it to life, okay? We got about 5 minutes left of our call today, so it's probably not enough time to do all this, but I'm just going to walk you through some things that really help me not just dream about something, but also do the dang thing, right? So it's one thing to sit here for 54 minutes and dream. I love that for you, right? Most people, 99.9% of society, not even doing this. So kudos to you for showing up and doing this. Amazing. And the caveat, it's also another thing to get off this call and do something, right? And so we have to align, we have to get in a place where we can align the vision that we cast for ourselves with our daily behaviors and bridge that gap, right? So, let's do the following before we wrap up today, or let's at least put the following on our radar before we wrap up today. Number one, mark your key milestones. So blocking out important dates for Q2. I want you to go through April, May, and June. Look at any deadlines you've got, checkpoints you want to put in for yourself, right? Do you want to have a monthly meeting with yourself? Make sure that you put in the reflect and prep for May, reflect and prep for June, that sort of thing, right? Do you need any, do you want to put in any vacations you're taking or places you're traveling, right? Make sure everything's aligned so you know appointments you've got, right? Make sure everything is set in your calendar so that you can, at a glance, see what's going on in those 3 months, right? Then I want you to schedule your habits. Most of every goal that you have, most every goal you share with me is going to come down to a habit, a behavior, or a routine. Okay. And so thinking about, I'm going to use Karen. Karen, thank you so much for all that you shared today. You've got so much. I love how much you share with us. She shared about the physical space and decluttering, 25 years of stuff, right? And so maybe April's focus is not the house. Maybe April's focus is the kitchen. And so in week 1, we're going to tackle the fridge. And in week 2, we're going to tackle the pantry. And in week 3, we're going to tackle the drawers. And in week 4, we're going to tackle the cabinets, right? And so Karen's not looking at the kitchen every day, all day. It's, okay, this week is all about the fridge. What's the first thing I need to do? Well, I probably need to pull all the things out and get everything that's expired out of the fridge, right? And then the next thing that Karen's probably got to do in the fridge is, then throw away the expired things and put back everything and maybe take note of now what is she missing? Maybe she needs to shop for some things, right? When all that stuff comes out of the fridge, it's also probably a really good time to then take a rag to the fridge and wipe stuff down, right? And if the fridge is overwhelming, I don't have a day to do all that. Well, Karen can do the top shelf on Monday. Everything in the top shelf of the fridge is coming out and the top shelf's getting wiped down and we're throwing away anything that's expired, putting everything back in nice and neatly. Okay, day 2, it's going to be the shelves in the door. It's just the door shelves, right? And so do you see how we can take this big daunting goal of decluttering the house and break it down into bite-sized chunks? But this is where scheduling the habits comes in. Karen needs to know coming into the week, okay, this is fridge week. And in fridge week, what we're going to do in fridge week is on Monday, we're going to do this. Tuesday, we're going to do this. And every day gets a task. Or if it's easier for her to just say Saturday is fridge day, cool. But you've got to figure out those rhythms and routines, but you also have to schedule them in. I could spend an hour just on this topic. Cindy knows this because it's what we did in the retreat together. But I wanted to give you like a bite-sized breakdown of how we take something that is decluttering a 25 years of living in a home into actual manageable chunks. So I don't know what that looks like for Karen, but if April is kitchen month, break it down week by week, right? Then we've got to protect our priorities, right? This is what we did last month, but let's really go back and revisit. Last month, we talked heavily about distractions, boundaries, and focus. And so we're going to bring that into Q2 with us, right? So are there any distractions you've got to eliminate? Are there boundaries you need to set and continue to implement? Or are there tasks you need to delegate or just totally remove and say no to so that you can stay mentally clear and focused? And then lastly is checking in with your sisterhood, right? It's important that you do life with others in community. That could be just posting on the main page. You are welcome to do that every day. You guys see me check in each day with a little inspirational post in our feed. That's a place for you to do the same thing, to check in with us, to talk to us, right? And so I want you to think about the non-negotiable habit or boundary that you need to set this quarter that's going to protect your peace so that you can do the thing that you said you wanted to do this season, right? These next 90 days. And I want you to consider, how can you share that? You know, Karen, I'm going to come back to you because you shared about your kitchen, or not your kitchen, your decluttering project, but how can Karen continue to check in on us? And how can we check in on Karen, right? How can we show up for each other? Like I said, your success is not going to just be dreaming for 60 minutes together. It's not just the vision board, right? That's nice. It's flashy. It's fun to do, but it's also in the daily choices. It's how we show up for the next 90 days. Yeah. And so I'm rooting for you. I love you guys so much. We're going to take all this conversation, everything we did together today, and take it all the way back over into the membership. So all week long, we're going to continue talking about this. I'm not done with my journaling work yet, or, you know, getting my calendar out. So this work, I've just kind of hit the tip of the iceberg with it, and we got to go a little bit deeper the rest of the week, but we'll do that together. I would love in the chat, share with us, you guys, what was helpful for you today? Any ahas you had? How did we feel about this call together today? How did you feel about the Q2? I would love for you guys to drop some of that in the chat as we wrap up together today. And like I said, if you missed my post on Friday, we're shifting back to a couple things, because I took some advice and I watched how it worked and maybe didn't work. And I said, you know what? Mama knows best. We're going to go back to the bite-sized chunks on Mondays. We're going to be going back into every other Friday so that we can really get together in community. And then be on the lookout. This Thursday is our last readathon for Let Them Theory. But in 2 Thursdays, we're going to be starting our faith-based book on emotions. And there's a Bible study that pairs with it if you are into that and want to explore that with us. And we will be setting up, I haven't selected the Bible study like meetup times and dates just yet, because I'm waiting to see who's going to be on board, and we'll pick that together to make sure it works for everybody. So love you guys. Yes, thanks, Cassie. Ooh, they are my favorite, right? And Karen, yes, I love that, being able to intentionally plan. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your Monday, and I will see you back in the sisterhood.